Well, I guess we're heading out. Sink? An abandoned spider web stretches across the bottom of a saucepan, a skillet seasoned with dust. A disused wood-burning stove is set up in one ash-dusted corner of the room. It's cold to the touch. Can I go down here, by the way? No. It's different seeing a one-room house, mostly one room. Did I just give a ghost TV? Should I turn the lights off? I feel like I should be turning the lights off. No one's here. Unless I'm leaving the lights on for the ghost. I wonder how often I'll be questioning whether or not people are alive in this game. It does feel like we're supposed to take it as implication that she's one of the bodies that was buried there. Blue. I'm definitely noticing that it's a three-person band, and there was 3 graves, and they just showed up. And they're in the... This... Is that the destroyed house? They said they had one more house, and the other one was destroyed. I just met the strangest lady. She seemed pretty nice. Marquez. Wonder where her folks are from. Conway gets back on the road. Ooh, the echo fade out. That's Equus, that's the burning tree. This is the Marquez farmhouse. So I guess this will look more and more familiar as we spend more time here. More and more things will be labeled. In fact, I now know what this means. It's like there's a house and then a zigzag, and I can recognize that as being the zigzag of the path I just walked up to get up the hill. Shannon's workshop from the Marquez farm. Up north a ways, by the lake, right where Point and Wax Road meet. Big bait and tackle shop. She fixes TVs in the back. North by the lake. They said to go back on 65, didn't they? Because north is not a direction I can go in right now. There's a factory. That seems to be the lake, right? Cub Run Highway guitar player. A young man in gray-stained clothes sits by the side of the road. He is playing a worn guitar. To his left is a blue mug, and to his right a weathered dog. Pet the dog, always. Conway pets the dog. The dog closes its eyes and pretends to be asleep. Pretends? The young man strums absently on the guitar, hums tunelessly, and occasionally mumbles a word. Listen. Conway stands and listens. The young man whistles hoarsely, stops playing the guitar, then looks up at Conway. He rambles for a few minutes about the weather, the dog, and his music, then returns to playing. As he walks back to his truck, Conway finds that he can hardly remember a word the young man spoke. Huh. Unusual. This here strikes me as being the lake, right? Union Light Dog Creek Road. Gap Hill Road. Nolan Dam Road. Annetta Road. An airplane. Hello. Two shirtless, shoeless men push a light aircraft along the highway. Occasionally one or the other slips a bit on the sweating asphalt, or stops to pull back his hair. The rubber's almost worn away. Soon these men will be dragging this airplane. But why? The men are nearly broken. Things just come and go. I guess just in the middle of the night. I'll point out that part too. It's the middle of the night. In the middle of the night, these guys are just kind of pushing an airplane down the road. No shirt, no shoes. Seems like they've been doing it so much that the plane is wearing down. Conway heads back into the night. Doesn't seem like I can walk around or do anything. Okay. I'm getting weird purgatory feels. Mammoth Cave Road. Museum. A sign in front of the building just reads museum. The lights are off, but the front door is open. Enter the museum. Conway steps through the museum's doors. A few feet inside the museum doors, the ambient sound of the highway drops sharply away. The room is cold, dark, and still. A book lies open on a table in the center of the room. An open hallway extends to the left. Large glass doors bar the path ahead. Look at the book. There's no title on the book's spine or cover. A three-word phrase written in pencil on the first page is smudged and indecipherable. On the first page, someone has left an ink drawing of a horse. Several dozen blank pages later, at the end of the book, is an elaborate ink drawing of a one-legged man working an antique adding machine, surrounded by whiskey bottles. Walk to the hallway. Conway walks down the hallway to the left. Conway's steps echo against the hallway's marble floor and arched ceilings. Plexiglass boxes line the walls. The hallway dead ends on a darkened display case. Look at the boxes. Conway examines the boxes on the walls. The first box, just a few feet into the hall, contains an assortment of bird wings. Some are missing feathers. One large, brightly colored wing almost glows in the moonlight. Its feathers are intact, but a piece of bone pokes awkwardly out from the tip. Conway examines the darkened display case. The display case is several yards wide, but just a few feet off the ground. It's unlit, and back in this corner of the darkened museum, very little moonlight creeps in. A gold-plated plaque on the center of the case is a bit easier to read. It recounts a short history of fowl hunting in the region and then speculates, abruptly, on the nature of addiction. Conway returns to the entrance. A box lies on an open on a table in the center of the room. An open hallway extends to the left. Large glass doors bar the path ahead. Let's check out the doors. Conway walks to the glass doors. The glass doors won't budge. To apply any more force would likely break them. I don't think we're planning on being a felon right now, although we are just walking into places. Let's leave. Conway walks out of the museum. A sign in front of the building just reads museum. Yep. Drive away. Alright, I think we need to go back on 65, right? Pina and Wax Road, somewhere north. I assume north is up. The camera does sway a bit. Charlie Morin Highway. L&N Turnpike Road. Dixie Highway. A creek runs alongside the highway and then turns towards a dirty brick building. A grinding drone from within the building is faintly audible from the interstate. Floodlights on the lawn illuminate smokestacks. At the edge of the building's parking lot, a large sign, partly obscured by trees, reads, Artificial Limb Factory. Oh, she mentioned the Artificial Limb Factory. Cub Run. Hammondsville. Hardyville. On-ramp, question mark? Act 1, Scene 3. Elkhorn Valley. Well, this looks like a mess. Conway brushes some dirt off of Blue's hat. How's it going, Blue? Hey, you got something on your hat. Been digging in Lyset's flowers again? She just can't keep you out of there, can she? There's the entrance. I seem to have found my way to where she was saying 0 was, but I'm sure. Let's not stay here any longer. It sounds like I can head forward that way. But I don't understand her original directions of how to help her. Apparently I'm just useless or something? Like, I don't... I don't know how I'm messing up already. Bacon Creek. Priceville. Raider Hill. I have never never seen Pina or Wax Road. Wheeler. Wax Road. Wax Road. Bait shop. Well, it was north, just gave me no help on how to find it to the north, but yeah, it was by the lake. Conway pulls into the bait shop parking lot. Vaulted above the road on a thin steel bar, a handwritten sign reads, "Live bait. Minnows small and also large for stripers, night crawlers, chips, and beer." A green flyer hangs loosely from a bit of masking tape at eye level. To the shop's right, a dirt parking lot sprawls unevenly into grass and then eventually trees. The bait shop is open. Read the flyer? Computer printed type in a bold font surrounds a clip art illustration of a TV set. The TV has eyes, arms, and legs. Its shoulders are slouched. On the screen is a cartoon expression of exhausted nausea. A hot water bottle rests against its wire antenna. TV repair? No model too old. Inquire within. We do not sell digital converter boxes. Conway enters the bait shop. Narrow aisles crowded with lures, reels, rods, and snacks divide the shop lengthwise from the entrance to the cashier's counter. The left wall is lined with churning tanks of water. Conway approaches the tanks. The 3 metal tanks aren't labeled, and the water's too agitated to get a clear view of what's inside each one. The contents of the first tank are vaguely gray. The second one is a muddy pink. The third is clear, but shiny silver flecks occasionally flash across its surface. Reach into the tanks. What could go wrong? Let's reach into the muddy pink one. Conway's fingers slip through something fleshy but inert. The sensation is nauseating. Reach deeper. Wow, how big are these tanks? Conway reaches deeper into the tank. As his elbow passes into the pinkish mass, he realizes he's about to be sick from the smell and pulls away. Conway's a touchy type, evidently. There's silver flecks in the third tank. Conway reaches into the third tank. The water seems to tremble with life. Conway can't tell if his hand is being nibbled by fish or massaged by the artificial current. As his eyes near the surface of the water, he can see something colorful glowing faintly at the bottom of the tank. Reach deeper. A tremor spreads from his elbow out to his fingertips and up to the base of his shoulder. His vision flickers. The water is running warm under his skin now, and he has the sensation that something's about to snap. His eyes close. He lays on a rooftop. New shingles rough beneath his back, swelling in the noon sun. He's exhausted. They must have started before dawn. His legs are sore from holding stable on the uneven surface. His wrists from breaking old sealant. His fingers from carefully lifting shingles to hammer down new ones. His boss, Ira, yells from the idling truck below. He shades his eyes with his hand. A beer would be good. It's barely past noon, but he's worked a full day already. What harm could it be? Maybe a shot at the counter, just to get his eyes open, then a beer. He could offer to drive into town for lunch, stop at that place on Cumberland. The cashier pushes Conway roughly on the shoulder. He's been talking, yelling maybe, but it's all an echo now. Conway looks up, his neck stiff with pain, his right palm still tingling. The cashier points to the tank, then above it to a few holes torn in the wall. Nail holes from which an electric sign has come dislodged and fallen into the water. He helps Conway to his feet, looks at him pitifully, and returns to the cash register. I just electrocuted myself. I electrocuted myself and hallucinated a past memory. Wow. And I mostly just felt tingling, apparently. Why are they just leaving it there? Alright, well, that's embarrassing. There's a person here. Approach the counter. A wiry cashier stands behind the register, preoccupied with a Sudoku puzzle. Ask about the basketball game. The cashier switches on the radio. An AM sports broadcast is playing, but Conway can't be sure if it's meant to answer or drown out his questions. Conway asks about Shannon Marquez's workshop. A handwritten sign on the door behind the counter reads, "TV repairs by appointment, please consult with cashier." The cashier knocks a few times on the door and waits, occasionally glancing at his puzzle. After a few moments with no answer, he notices a smaller note written on the sign, reads it, then points it out to Conway. Conway reads the note on the workshop door. Weaver, I got your message. Have left the old mine. Don't know if I'll see you there or what. Ready either way. Shannon. You can read the same message over and over again. So she went to the old mine. Narrow aisles crowded with lures. That's yeah, we talked about this. When you go back to old menus, it re-describes the scene you saw before. To the shop's right, a dirt parking lot sprawls unevenly into grass and then eventually trees. So Weaver sent me here to find her, but it sounds like Shannon is at the mine? There's my first address I'm looking for, which is still a dead end. I'm having a hell of a time delivering this package, aren't I? I can check to see if anything stands out here, but I think I've been given no information about where a mine would be. Which apparently might be where Shannon and Weaver is, so this whole mission was like a dead end. A church. A singing chorus echoes from within the church. The building is 1 story tall with a pitched roof and a 3-story spire rising from the front. The top section of the spire is made out of stained glass. An interior light illuminates the pines in red, green, and blue. A large LED display glows in the parking lot. Light of the last Great Awakening Baptist Church. Let's listen. Conway stands and listens to the chorus. The muffled chorus drones at a steady volume, repeating the same 2 verses without a rest. Conway approaches the church doors. The front doors of the church are modest and worn. They are locked. Conway walks to the rear of the building. A ramp leads up to a few dusty metal trash cans to the church's back door. Conway opens a few of the trash cans and looks in. One has a bit of something leafy and rotten stuck to the bottom of it. Another's full of unlabeled videotapes. Conway pushes open the back door. He finds himself in a kitchen lit by a buzzing fluorescent ceiling fixture. On the counter are a plate of moldy bread and an empty Dixie cup flecked with red with its waxy rim. A set of swinging plastic doors on the far wall lead out the kitchen. Conway pushes open the plastic doors and walks through. Vacant pews sprawl unevenly into the church. A small raised stage lies to Conway's right, bare except for a tape recorder. The tape recorder's power cord runs to an outlet near Conway's feet. Conway unplugs the tape recorder. The singing stops. The lights fail. Whoa. It's like artificial praying. They just had the room looping long into the night, just playing prayer over and over again. And that was it. Nope. The office of the Buffalo Creek Rural Electric Cooperative Corporation is almost invisible from the road. Its parking lot overgrown with weeds and its facade sheltered by ivy. Conway looks in through a window. A sinewy shadow obstructs the view from the window. Conway enters the front door. The floor is loosely covered in dirt. Parts of the carpet have rotted with exposure to the rain. Wild mushrooms grow in some corners of the room. The wall behind the front desk is mostly rotted away. Looks fragile. Push through? Conway pushes through the moldy black wall. Conway finds himself in what may have once been a conference room. The floor has fallen away in pieces and filled with a dark green mire. The walls of the conference room are decayed and damaged. Conway pushes through another wall. The drywall dissolves as Conway pushes through it, falling in damp clumps like in the marsh. He breaks through into a long hallway. What a completely surreal visual. The glow of a bioluminescent fungus casts a faint blush on the walls. Conway has the feeling he has interrupted something. After a moment of silence, the frog chorus resumes. What? Oh, these vignettes. He kind of just gave up on even trying doors, didn't he? He's just like, this place is so decayed, I can just walk through walls. It's a natural conclusion to draw.